A look at the top plastic surgery trends from basic to bizarre. The guy's point of view on the art of the breakup. Key fashion staple pieces you have to have in your closet for 2013. Welcome to Life Love Shopping. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Michelle Yarn. We got a lot going on today.
Yes.
We're also talking to Dr. Jen Landa. She's talking about the hidden sugars in your food and how dangerous they are.
And some people say that sugar is more harmful to your skin than the sun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can believe that. And your favorite musicians are hitting the road. Details about the most anticipated tours of 2013.
Some good stuff happening. All right, so you've made your New Year's resolution. Now the trick is sticking to it. And yes, there's an app for that, of course. Stick app is a good bet. You put real money down on your commitments. Now, if you finish, you get your money back. If you don't, the money goes to a charity of your choice. I think that's wonderful. You could also try the 43 Things app. Basically, you input 43 things you want to do into the app. You'll get reminders via email, and you can share your progress with others. The added pressure is supposed to help you get your 43 things done. Now, another number app is called the 21 Habit. You invest your money, you commit to break a habit in 21 days. Every day that you succeed, you get money. Every day you don't, a charity gets it. And for overall health, Livify. This app helps body, mind, relationships, and more. It's basically set up to structure your goals and then track your progress for you.
Okay, if happiness is top of your list this year, you might want to book a trip to one of the happiest countries, more likely to see the glass half full, so to speak. Here they are, Panama tied with Paraguay for the most positive emotions. 85% of respondents in the study checked the positive thoughts box in both countries. Then following in order of happiness, El Salvador placed third, followed by Venezuela, and the tiny Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean took fifth as the for the glass half empty countries. Well, topping the list, believe it or not, Singapore won the blue, followed by Armenia and Iraq.
When it comes to love, cheesy pickup lines are the worst. And how would you feel if a guy said, "Hey baby, what's your credit score?" It's not sexy, okay, but it is the new trend when it comes to screening potential dates. The New York Times reports more daters are getting questions about their financial history. And in some cases, a weak credit score like 660 could mean it's a no-go. A below average credit score could make it hard to get housing, good interest rates, even cell phones. And a credit score is really a shorthand way to get the lowdown on someone's financial past. Now, this new way to find a mate has inspired new dating sites like creditscoredating.com with the tagline, "Good credit is sexy." What do you think about this? Would a credit score put you off from someone?
Well, I think it's a good indicator about how somebody handles themselves financially. However, having said that, considering the last few years in the recession, a lot of people who have been very good financially and responsible are stuck and they're in a bad way, and their credit scores have probably suffered as a result.
And there are things that you may not know about a person too. Like, I know someone whose credit score is shot, but he's the best person. He sends money to his family all the time, sometimes overpaying his own bills. So, I mean, you can't always judge somebody by that. I don't know.
New year means new fashion trends. So here are the key pieces to have in your wardrobe this year. The flat buckle boot. The buckle adds a little punk rock edge to these cool yet practical boots. Try them with a vintage dress for a sexy rocker vibe. The metallic sneaker is another must-have. Maybe the metallic dress or jacket is a bit too much for you. Well, let your feet sport the shimmery trend with these comfy kicks you can pair with pretty much anything. The chunky gold necklace is making a comeback too, and you can add some street cred to your look with a chunky chain necklace. Wear it over a simple knitted sweater or basic tee for a major wow factor. And the racer front dress is going to be the big item this year. The racer back moves to the front for spring. Try the trend early and you will set the pace for the fashion pack.
Maybe you plan to shop online for those must-have items. Well, apparently Amazon is the best website to get your e-tail therapy. That's according to 4C's Holiday E-Retail Satisfaction Index. Now, the company measures customer satisfaction, and Amazon has held the highest score for the last 8 years. This year, it was an 88 out of 100. Now, a lot of that is thanks in part to the wide variety of merchandise you can find, and the site is also really easy to use. And just because a brand like Apple is hugely popular does not mean people are satisfied with the website. Apple's score dropped 3 points from last year. The tech company has rolled out so many more products that it's actually made navigating the site a lot more difficult, and it's becoming an issue for online shoppers. Now, other companies that didn't fare so well, flash sale sites like Gilt.com and Rulala.com, those were among the worst performers in online shopping satisfaction this season. They offer a limited amount of discounted product for a short window of time. Apparently, people don't like rushing through a store virtually or not. Now, do-it-yourself beauty treatments, we know they can save you a ton of money, but which ones are actually worth your time? Here are the most popular at-home beauty fixes. First, the Claim, and then we'll give you the verdict. Now, for acne, the Claim, a mask of lemon juice, honey, plain yogurt, and egg whites can lighten acne scars. The verdict, do it. Why? Lemon juice and yogurt works as a natural skin lightener, and the honey and egg whites moisturize and nourish your skin with protein. For your teeth, the Claim is that swishing a tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide in your mouth for 2 minutes will whiten your teeth. The verdict, you can skip this one. This method actually might not be as effective as the trays that you can use overnight. And skin brighteners, the Claim is that apple cider vinegar, mineral water, and crushed aspirin make a great skin brightening mask. The verdict, go for it. Why? The vinegar is a great toner, mineral water adds moisture and can brighten the skin, and aspirin improves your skin tone and exfoliates dead skin cells.
A new year means another candle on the birthday cake as we continue our quest to stop the aging process. Our Rachel Kay has a look at the top plastic surgery trends from the basic to the bizarre.
Mama's got a brand new body. Mommy makeovers are all the rage in plastic surgeons' offices, and registered nurse Michelle Hartog of the Bougainvillea Clinic explains why.
I think, after you've had a baby, things definitely aren't where they used to be. And so I think a lot of people, look for breast lifts, or maybe, sometimes just particularly after breastfeeding, the breasts are definitely not as perky. So implants, we do fat grafting to the breasts, tummy tucks, sometimes a little liposuction. I think it's important to wait at least 6 months after you finish nursing or after you've had the baby, at least minimum. It all depends on how much you do, like anything else. Breast lift, a breast augmentation, typically people do really well with, week, 10 days, they're good. Tummy tuck is a little bit more because you definitely need to take at least a week off work. But, sometimes as far as getting back to normal activities, the thing with the tummy tuck and with breast augmentations, we don't want you lifting anything heavy for about a month.
Hartog recommends you wait a year after you've given birth and have the procedures done when you're finished having kids.
I don't think you're ready for this yet. I don't think you're ready for this. My body too delicious for your body.
Apparently, we don't have big enough booties, and butts are big right now, which is why the butt lift is rising in popularity.
I personally like to take things away from that area, but anyway. But there are people, and particularly I think a lot of the Asian population really likes the buttocks implants, and typically other people. I think it's a cultural thing. I think certain cultures really like to have a lot of junk in the trunk, and we can take fat from your stomach and from your hips and your thighs, and we can augment the buttocks area. Implant will last forever till you take it out.
Right.
Yeah,
you
the
don't
fat,
need to get it redone or
not
anything.
Not typically. I'm sure sometimes at some point you might need adjustments and stuff, but it's more of a solid implant versus like a saline or something like that.
Maybe the strangest of the new cosmetic trends are eyebrow transplants.
A lot of people overplucked, and when you get to a point, sometimes it doesn't come back, and sometimes with certain medications, chemotherapy, sometimes people lose their eyebrows and it doesn't come back. And but you can do eyebrow transplants. I think the easier way to go is to use Latisse.
And the most requested procedures?
I think still breast implants and lipo, probably even breast implants more than anything.
And as always, consult with your physician before undergoing any kind of procedure.
Now, what's going to be taking over your plate this year? Here are the food trends for 2013, from cutting edge to mainstream. Sweet is taking a back seat as sour is front and center. So expect to see menus featuring items described as tart, acidic, and bitter. Restaurants and grocery stores will start selling flavors like fermented cherry juice and a variety of new flavored vinegars, even sour beer. Now, the chef will be watching your weight for you. Butter, bacon, and cream have been recipe staples since forever ago, but this year your favorite chef will be trying new substitutions like yogurt and omega-3s to enhance flavor and cut calories. And get ready for a new round of Asian fusion when it comes to American comfort foods. The fresh, spicy flavors of Thailand, Vietnam, and Korea will work their way into your mac and cheese, burgers, and favorite breakfast foods.
Did you know the average American consumes approximately 3 pounds of sugar each week, or 3,500 pounds in a lifetime? And that sugar is hiding in some unexpected places. Here with us this morning, Dr. Jennifer Landa. She's here to explain which foods may be hiding a sweet secret. Good morning, Dr. Jen.
Good morning, Andrea. Great to see you.
What is happening with sugar? I heard about aging in sugar, and that's when I was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, and that's really what you should say, because sugar, absolutely, if I can't get you off it in any other way, I will tell you this. It causes cross-linking of collagen. What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
That means wrinkles. That's what it means. So sugar definitely causes wrinkles, and it causes lots of other problems for us as far as aging is concerned. Like it increases our risk of Alzheimer's disease and dementia in the brain.
Okay,
Yeah.
weight gain.
Weight gain, of course.
Yeah.
We gain weight very easily if we eat lots of sugar. And there's so much sugar that's hidden in foods that people think are helping them lose weight. So that's the really scary part, I think. And then high fructose corn syrup is one of those ingredients you absolutely have to watch out for, because it causes fat to build up. And you know, we used to think that fat was just fat, like storage, but fat actually produces toxins, chemicals throughout the body, so fat supports its own fat, believe it or not.
Which leads to disease too, right?
Of course, and disease, of course we know heart disease and diabetes from sugar, right?
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realize is sugar feeds cancer cells. There was a study done in Harvard that showed that the sugar causes rise in insulin, and the insulin receptors on the cancer cells cause an increased risk of cancer with sugar.
Okay, now when it comes to foods, what foods have hidden sources of sugar that we might not suspect?
There are so many. I have patients who come to my office every day and they're like, okay, doc, I've gotten off the whites, white bread, white rice, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Great, and they've gone for whole grains. But they go hog wild on whole grains, all day long whole grains. Whole grains still have lots and lots of sugar, so you have to watch that amount.
Okay.
Yogurt is a really good one. People think it's health food, but there are really high sugar content in a lot of them, especially the ones with the fruit on the bottom.
Yes.
And fruits themselves, like a banana, has tons of sugar, and people always say to me, well, it's natural sugar, so isn't that okay?
Yeah.
No. It's still sugar, and it still does all the bad things we just talked about. Muffins, people think a muffin might be a bran muffin, might be a healthy start to the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Tons and tons of sugar hiding in that.
What about prepackaged food?
Prepackaged food many times has high sugar, especially the ones that say low fat. So we think it's low fat, we think it's good for us, but to make it taste good, they up the sugar content. So it's so important to read labels. And I recommend to people to try to keep the sugar content in any prepackaged food under 10 grams per serving. And watch how many servings also, because you might be eating the whole package, which might have 4 servings. So you have to be careful about that
Dr.
too.
Jen Landa, some great advice. For more information about what sugar does to your health, visit lifelifeshopping.com.
Thanks, Andrea. Well, coming up next, we are talking the art of the breakup in person, on the phone, via email. Find out what the guys prefer. And we are celebrating celebrity birthdays today, starting with supermodel Christy Turlington, who turns a beautiful 43 today. Turlington is best known for her Calvin Klein ads, and she is happily married to movie maker Edward Burns.
Welcome back to Life Love Shopping. Breaking up with someone is complicated, and it's really easier for the dumper when you think about it.
Yeah. And that is why we found advice from lastfirstdate.com on how to help the dumpy survive a breakup. First of all, take some time for yourself, pamper yourself, get a massage, go away with close friends, anything. Keeping busy will prevent you from the mind chatter. And don't date. Now is not the time, no matter what others tell you about getting back in the game. Just wait a few months. And try this. Write a letter to your ex, but here's the thing. Do not send it. Instead, burn it and release your ex in a healthy way. You could also give yourself some lovin', make a list of your positive attributes, focus on the parts of yourself that you love and appreciate them, and then move on. After you have grieved the loss of your ex for a few months, begin dating again. Be in the moment, have fun. Don't project your ex's bad qualities onto the next guy.
Yeah, have a fling. Do something to take your mind off of it. We know how to survive, but what is the best way to actually end the relationship?
Well, we have help, and here to help us with the art of the breakup breakup is Lance Smith and Charles Divins from our news partner, The Daily Buzz.
Hi,
Hello, ladies.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to get guys into trouble now. That's our job.
Yeah,
We do.
the question is, do all breakups have to be in person, or is it okay nowadays, especially with social networking, to break up via email or text?
I wish it was okay to break up by email or text,
No,
but
me
it's
too.
not. I think if you're gonna, if it's depending on how long the relationship is,
Yeah.
that's what determines how personal it gets. You know.
But then, I mean, yeah, you've got to do it in person, period.
Have you ever made the mistake of using
Oh,
a
sure.
text or an email?
Yeah, to break up?
I've made the call. I've never texted or emailed anyone to break up with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I've done it over the phone, which I'm not
Yeah.
proud of myself.
Yeah,
that,
the
but-
phone can be
He's like-
complicated.
Yeah,
The phone can be
so
tough
bad.
because there could be so many distractions too. If you're,
Yeah.
if you're trying to get your point across, and if you're sort of, side blasting somebody with the news that you're breaking up with them, they need some time to digest it, which is where I think the email might come in okay.
I don't know
Right.
the email. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit sterile.
But at least
the
you can-
phone, I feel like the phone is a nice medium. You know.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
At least with an email, though, you can take
can
your
feel my
time
voice.
and line up
Yeah.
your thoughts and get out all the points you want.
But it's
you know?
just they're going to have questions right then and there. In an email, they're not going to get those
Yeah.
those answers when they need
Yeah.
them.
All right, what about this one? Should you lie about the reason you're breaking up or tell the truth and say, I'm just not in love with you?
Well,
I think this is one occasion, because you're ending the relationship, that little white lies are okay if it's to protect them.
Okay.
If it's to
yeah, that's
protect them,
nice.
and there's no way
Okay.
they're ever going to find out the truth. Because-
Well, and you have to know for sure there's no chance you're ever getting back together.
Yeah, and it can't
Thank
be
you,
too
Taylor
huge a
Swift.
lie. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
Oh,
Second.
Charles, what's your
I
take
was
on this one?
either way. You know,
Yeah.
if you lie, if you tell someone you don't love them anymore, it's pretty much done anyway. You know. So
Which
it's-
is really why you're breaking up with
yeah.
them
So
in general.
either
you don't
way,
want,
I mean,
you're not
at
into
that
them.
point, it doesn't matter because.
But I think that if it's something specific about them that didn't mesh with you, you should be honest so that they don't carry that onto their next relationship.
See, exactly.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
a
a
good
good point. Okay, now, worst breakup story.
We gotta know.
Charles.
Worst breakup story. They're not. The worst kind is the kind that when you both kind of agree it's over.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because you know it kind of works, but you kind of.
But
It's just not there.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
I have a feeling you're more of a dumper than a dumpy, just saying.
Well-
So I heard,
Okay.
I heard that you might be the ghosting type.
I
true?
like to run off into the sunset. You know, I mean, I'm a little.
On your white
You like
horse.
to bow out
I'm a little bit of a
gracefully.
wuss when it comes to breaking up.
Face that kind of that's tough.
Yeah, Lance, how about you? Worst breakup story?
For me, getting dumped, yeah, I got ghosted. Is that the term?
Yeah, ghosted.
Yeah,
That's what the kids are calling
it.
it.
Happened. Yeah, I thought we were in love, and it got rocky, and then I just didn't hear from her, and then I became, I called 9 times. I was
Oh,
driving by her
no.
place.
You did
I
the
was
total John
that guy.
Favreau from Swingers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
yeah,
like,
that
10
was that
messages.
guy.
Were you that guy?
I was
You
that
were
guy.
that guy.
Yeah.
Now, should you
Maybe
never
she'll
hear from
call.
each other again, or do you think people can remain friends after they've broken up?
I'm a cut it off.
You-
kinda
yeah,
guy.
really?
I don't want anything to do with it just because.
I mean, in a rare circumstance, can you remain friends? Maybe you were friends before the relationship started. I don't know.
But
I
overall,
think it happens. I've actually become friends with a couple of ex-boyfriends like years later.
Yeah.
And it's okay because there's enough distance between the two
different
of you
people
that
coming back together.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
okay, and there were reasons why you like that person
I feel
to
like
begin
women
with.
like to do that more than guys.
Yeah, maybe so.
You know, for
yeah.
some reason.
Guys,
Yeah.
thank you. Good insight. We won't break up via email. We
we
promise.
made you relive the past.
Yes,
So.
you can watch Lance and Charles weekday mornings on the Daily Buzz.
All right, well, coming up, live music lovers, you are in for a treat.
We've got the list of the most anticipated concert tours in 2013, from girls going gaga over boy bands to Lady G herself.
Welcome back to Life Love Shopping. Concert goers are in for some really great live shows this year. Here are the most anticipated concert tours for 2013. Adam Levine and Maroon 5. Now, they're best known for their hit Moves Like Jagger, and currently the group is on tour in North America, and they have some special guests, Neon Trees and Owl City. Next up, Lady Gaga. The blonde diva will bring her Born This Way show to North America, and she's kicking off the next leg of her tour on January 11th in Vancouver, and then she's going to wrap it up in Miami on March 16th. Now, she spent most of 2012 in Asia, Australia, and Europe. And then the British boy band One Direction just added North America to their 2013 world tour. Some cities on the list for a One Direction concert stop include New York, Toronto, Chicago, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Seattle. Now those tickets will go on sale April 21st.
So here's a question for you. Star Wars, Gone with the Wind, or Sound of Music? Which one do you think is the biggest money-making movie of all time? Any guesses in here?
I'm gonna go Star Wars.
Okay. Gone with the
Gone
Wind?
with the Wind.
Anybody
I
else?
don't know, though.
Anybody for the Sound of Music? Titanic wasn't on the list, Brandon, but that's okay. Here's the answer.
A story of a woman. A story of a civilization gone with the wind.
White land is the only thing in the world worth working for, worth fighting for, worth dying for, because it's the only thing that lasts.
After 70 years, Gone with the Wind is still America's most successful single movie, ranking in $1.6 billion in inflation-adjusted dollars since its release in 1939. Scarlet and Red have been fending off the competition for decades, like Star Wars at number 2 with $1.4 billion. The Sound of Music is still alive with moviegoers as it ranks 3rd with $1.1 billion. Merchandising is a big way for a movie to make money, but the box office sales are king when it comes to those bragging rights.
You know, I've never seen Gone with the Wind all the way through.
Fascinating. And
I know, I
there's
need
a
to do
great
it.
documentary on the making of Gone with the Wind that is phenomenal.
Put it on the bucket list then.
It's a long movie, but if you've got the time, you should commit to watching
Will
it
do.
once. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. Coming up tomorrow on Life Loves Shopping, it is time to revamp your wardrobe for 2013,
Let's
so we're
do
getting
it.
some help from an expert.
Yeah, I think so. We'll show you how to wear all the new stuff for
Yes,
2013.
there's a lot out there too.
That does it for Life Love Shopping. Have a fabulous day. We'll see
Bye-bye.
you tomorrow.